This is our list of the top 13 RPG games coming for 2023. Lies of P is an action RPG based on the classic tale of Pinocchio. Play as Pinocchio and solve the mysteries and disaster that happened in the city of Krat. During the journey, you'll be put in a situation where lying is needed to protect yourself and or others. Pinocchio's lying is one of the most important experiences that you'll have, but at the same time, this will lead Pinocchio to become a real boy. What you do and say will dramatically affect gameplay. In Lies of P, players will meet familiar characters who can either be ally or foe. Wo Long Fallen Dynasty from Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo. A new dark fantasy Three Kingdoms action RPG from Team Ninja, the developers of Neo. 184 AD, later Han Dynasty, China. The land is overcome by chaos and destruction. The imperial dynasty that prospered for many years is now about to collapse. Wo Long Fallen Dynasty is a dramatic, action-packed story of a nameless militia soldier fighting for survival in a dark fantasy version of the later Han Dynasty, where demons plague the Three Kingdoms. Players fight off deadly creatures and enemy soldiers using swordplay based on the Chinese martial arts, attempting to overcome the odds by awakening the true power from within. The Lords of the Fallen, from Hexworks Defiant Studios. Embark upon two vast parallel worlds, that of the living and the dead. Master a fast, fluid, and challenging combat system. Wield devastating magic attacks and character buffs. Invite a second player to join your campaign in uninterrupted online multiplayer. Encounter a wide array of characters eager to offer a dubious hand. Fully customize your own unique character. Choose from 9 starting character classes including Knight, Rogue, and Fire Apprentice. Taking place more than 1,000 years after the events of the first game, it introduces an all-new adventure in an interconnected world more than 5 times larger than the original game. Forspoken, from Luminous Productions and Square Enix. Forspoken is the first game to come out on our list and follows the journey of Frey, a young New Yorker transported to a beautiful and cruel land of Athia. In search of a way home, Frey must use her newfound magical abilities, which comes from painting her nails, to traverse sprawling landscapes and battle monstrous creatures. Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, from A44 Games and Kepler Interactive, coming early 2023. Here's another Souls-like game with a twist. It's got a Devil May Cry combo point system called Reputation that is used as currency in the black market. Interesting. Join humanity's last stand as gods and guns collide in an all-new action RPG open-world adventure. The door to the afterlife has been opened, allowing for the old gods' army of the undead to escape from within. The living are on the brink of extinction. It's time for the Coalition army to retake their world, embrace vengeance, gunpowder, and magic, and embark on an epic journey to lead mankind's final siege against the tide of the dead. Banishers, Ghost of New Eden. Don't nod and focus entertainment. I'm getting a Witcher vibe from this one. Welcome to Eden, 1695. You and your lover are banishers, ghost hunters, who vowed to protect the living from the threat of lingering ghosts and specters. Following a disastrous last mission, your love is fatally wounded, becoming one of the spirits she loathes. In the haunted wilds of North America, the couple desperately searches for a way to liberate her from her new plight. Dark and Darker, from Iron Mace, coming fourth quarter 2023. An unforgiving hardcore first-person fantasy dungeon adventure. Unfathomable fortunes await the brave and the foolish, willing to delve into the devastated depths of an ancient citadel. Band together with your friends and use your courage, wits, and cunning to uncover mythical treasures, defeat gruesome monsters, while staying one step ahead of the other devious treasure hunters. Once you've plundered your riches, now comes the hard part, getting out alive. Find the hidden escape routes before the ever-expanding darkness reclaims your riches and your corpse to her irresistible horde. Choose a role, party up. Team up with friends and assemble your party to increase your chances of survival. Choose from a wide array of timeless fantasy roles and build the perfect 3-person squad. Play as a brawny barbarian holding the front lines while your sharp-eyed ranger friend fires arrows from afar, and your merry bard sustains morale with a lively tune. Hogwarts Legacy from Avalanche Software and Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment, February 10th, 2023. For the first time ever, experience Hogwarts in the 1800s. Your character is a student who holds the key to an ancient secret that threatens to tear the wizarding world apart. But the coolest part is that you'll be able to explore the Forbidden Forest, Diagon Alley, and Hogsmeade, along with other areas that we've never actually seen before, like the Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw common rooms. Also, we'll see the interior and exterior of the castle change visually to match the seasons. How cool is that? Baldur's Gate 3 from Larian Studios, August 2023. I know you've all been waiting for it. Gather your party and return to the Forgotten Realms in a tale of fellowship and betrayal, sacrifice and survival, and the lure of absolute power. Abducted, infected, lost, you are turning into a monster, but as the corruption inside you grows, so does your power. That power may help you to survive, but there will be a price to pay. And more than any ability, the bonds of trust that you build within your party could be your greatest strength. Caught in a conflict between devils, deities, and sinister otherworldly forces, you will determine the fate of the Forgotten Realms together. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth from Square Enix, coming winter 2023. Creative director Tetsuya Nomura says you won't need to have played either Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy VII Remake to enjoy Part 2 of the adventure. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is being designed so that people can enjoy this game whether they know the original game or not. In fact, new players might even enjoy starting their Final Fantasy VII journey with the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Cloud and his friends embark on a new journey in this game, and I believe that the scenes that they witness after leaving Midgar will give players a fresh new experience. Starfield from Bethesda, first half of 2023. Starfield is the first new universe in 25 years from Bethesda Game Studios. The year is 2330. Humanity has ventured beyond our solar system, settling new planets and living as a spacefaring people. From your humble beginnings as a space miner, you will join Constellation, the last group of space explorers seeking rare artifacts throughout the galaxy, and navigate the vast expanse of the settled systems. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom from Nintendo, coming May 12, 2023. Breath of the Wild director Hidemaru Fujibashi and Zelda producer Eiji Aonuma are reprising their roles. The game was conceived after the team was unable to use every idea planned for Breath of the Wild's downloadable content. New elements including floating islands above Hyrule, with players able to soar between them in a style similar to The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Aonuma explained, "When we released the DLC for Breath of the Wild, we realized that this is a great way to add more elements to the same world, but when it comes down to technical things, DLC is pretty much data. You're adding data to a pre-existing title. And so, when we wanted to add bigger changes, DLC is not enough, and that's why we thought maybe a sequel would be a good fit. Initially, we were thinking of just DLC ideas, but then we had a lot of ideas and we said, this is too many ideas, let's just make one new game and start from scratch." Now before we hit you with number 1, let's bring up some honorable mentions. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and share us with your friends. Broken Roads from Drop Bear Bites and Versus Evil, July 2023. Born of a love of traditional computer role-playing, Broken Roads provides a rich, engaging narrative in which players make their way across desolate future Australia, blending together traditional and all-new role-playing elements on top of a classless system offering nearly unlimited character development options. Broken Roads presents players with an original morality system called the Moral Compass. This novel design sees dialogue options and questing decisions influence and be influenced by a character's philosophical leaning. Dragon Age Dreadwolf from BioWare and Electronic Arts, late 2023. So we don't know very much about it yet, but here's a fun fact. During the development, the decision was made to make Dreadwolf a live service multiplayer game akin to Destiny, but that decision was later reversed. Robin Hood Sherwood Builders from Mean Astronauts, coming March 2023. Now this looks like a survival game to me with RPG elements, but they're calling it an action-adventure RPG with city building elements. where we'll take the role of Robin Hood who fights against the tyranny and injustice that haunts Sherwood. As Robin, we'll fight, hunt, craft, steal, and of course, help the local community grow in spite of the Sheriff of Nottingham's regime, all within an open world environment that can be freely explored. Will you be able to grow a community large enough to trigger a revolution in the ranks of Nottingham and put an end to the tyranny once and for all? I guess we'll find out in March. Fable 4 from Playground Games. Now, the trailer doesn't reveal a whole lot, but does suggest that the game could be set well before the later entries in the series, as we don't get much of a sense of a Victorian-style industrial revolution as we did in Fable 3's settings. Instead, it appears that Fable 4 will have a medieval fantasy setting, perhaps more like the original game, with the trailer showing a sword, fairies, overgrown toadstools, and greedy toads. Some 3 years ago, a massive Fable 4 leak on Reddit popped up around E3 2019. Though the game was never showcased, the leak detailed how Albion, the land of Fable, has been completely destroyed by an asteroid called down by a mad king who took control of the Spire, which Fable 2 fans will remember was something you needed to wrest control of from tyrant Lucian Fairfax. And coming in at number 1, Final Fantasy XVI from Square Enix, coming June 22nd, 2023. Yoshida, who's producer of this game, also known as Yoshi P, director and producer of Final Fantasy XIV, conducted surveys throughout the Final Fantasy community, only to find them divided between fans of action-based combat and more traditional turn-based combat. After weighing the options, he went with a real-time action-based battle system. Yoshida admitted that this approach alongside other gameplay decisions risked polarizing series fans, but believed that trying to please every fan by incorporating every element possible would run the risk of creating a half-baked compromise of a game. The team decided against an open world as well, as it would have extended development time beyond a practical limit. Clive was made the only controllable character, with other party members driven by AI to simplify the player's control needs, though commands were included to allow for limited control. So that's our list of top 13 RPGs coming for 2023. Do you think we missed a game? Let us know in the comments.